Good day, YouTube. Once again, welcome to Bishop's Blast. I'm your host, go by the name Dr. Me Bain, where we dive into what I consider a sanitized version of a YouTube channel where we talk about all things firearms related. Now, not a subject matter expert by any stretch of the imagination. However, I am an old retired Navy guy who loves God, has quite the affinity for all things that go boom. So at this point in time, I do want to always slow it down, thank those that have been there for me. Hey, we're in the Thanksgiving season anyway, so I have an attitude of gratitude, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you for continuing to tune in with me. And for all of you that are just sneak peeking and haven't hit that subscribe button, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with someone else. Sharing's caring, and I believe this is something that's good enough for you to share with your family, your friends, your loved ones. So I do want to thank you for tuning in with me in this edition of Bishop's Blast. So come on, let's get it in. Today, we're going to, I promised you last week, we're going to talk about something else that you can use. I was looking for something for potential, another home defense, not a concealed carry, but a home defense, a firearm. Maybe something, and I could tell you, I'll tell you in a minute what I was thinking about possibly replacing it, that I normally use or I had in mind to use. But now after taking it to the range, not that anything was wrong with what I'm going to share with you today, but it didn't just make the cut, but it's a good firearm to me nonetheless. But before we get into all of that, for that home defense, I want to share with you my EDC check for today. So today's EDC check, we're going to hit you with a Taurus's PT 111. This is Taurus's PT 111, the Millennial G2. Yeah, I want to show you that it's clear. It is safe direction and fire. This is the PT 111, the Millennial G2 for Taurus, similar to the G2C, G3C. One thing I love about this polymer frame striker fire pistol is its double strike, triple strike capability without you having to re-rack it each and every time. Just in case you have something that's wrong with it and you're trying to clear it, you might have a misfire, and before clearing it, pull the trigger again. It just might work. So, hey, just as for somebody, hey, and it's pretty affordable, the Millennial PT 111, the G2 by Taurus. Rent it, you might like it. Now, let's get into what we're supposed to be talking about today anyway, and that is something that I was thinking about using. I've always wanted one of these, and my man Tommy from Cromwell's hooked me up again. So I'm thankful for this. Thankful for you, Tommy, always taking care of your boy. But this is something I was always looking for. Most of you know I'm a handgun guy. I love rifles. I'm not a real shotgun dude. However, sometimes I do have fun shooting shotguns. And I do believe that the shotgun is maybe one of the best home defense firearms that you could possibly come up with. And I have quite a few 12 gauge, most of them pump action. And I was looking for, maybe there might be something that will take the Mossberg out of rotation when it comes down to my one of my home defense go-tos. And I found this. This is the TOKAREV. Yeah, don't it look good? It is the TOKAREV. It is their 12 gauge bullpup shotgun. Gonna have to let you know. Make sure that it is clear. There's nothing in there. It is clear and empty. Safe direction. Take the safety off. And shoot. And we are clear with the TOKAREV. Bullpup shotgun. This is a Turkish shotgun. I didn't have too many high hopes for it. but I've always wanted a bullpup shotgun. And this was something that Tommy just had out when I was just coming through just to say hi. And he know how I am. Took care of me, made sure that I walked home with it. The one thing about this bullpup shotgun that I kind of realized, and this is basically the configuration that it comes in. The only thing that I added to it thus far is this angled foregrip. Almost on most of my long guns, to a certain degree, I still always put an angled foregrips on them. I don't know, it just helps me hold it and maintain it a little bit better when I'm working with this firearm. So it came with these plastic irons, if you will, and this is a 5-round magazine. So this is a 12 gauge shotgun that's not a pump action, but it's magazine fed. The reason why it's a bullpup also is because the magazine placement is behind the trigger assembly. So all of this mechanism, most of these mechanisms are in front here, and this on this Tokarev bullpup, it's behind it, and kind of like how it would look. I'm gonna go ahead and give you two things that I liked about it, and two things that fail to be desired for me. I'll deal with the two things that I didn't too much care about it. Number one, when I first started dealing with this and shooting it, the one thing that I realized is I didn't like where the magazine release was. For me to be able to actuate this magazine release, I literally have to take my hand out and come all the way around and try to release it, or take my hand off of the grip altogether and release it. That really didn't work for me. Another thing that I did, because it's so awkward. So if I was really using this from a defense perspective, it'd be some problems with how I'm going to unload and reload when it comes down to this. Because at some point in time, I'm doing a lot of moving around. I will make mention of this too. This actuator actually is universal. So you can put it on this side and it actually comes off. All you have to do is pull and you can put it on the other side. I put it on this side and I'll explain why I put it on this side. Because when it comes down to me firing it, it also has a bolt release on this side. So let me show you something. Take the magazine out again. I'm gonna leave it to where the bolt's open. So it has that release mechanism on this side. You know how we do from an AR perspective? We smack it and it allows the bolt to go forward. The one thing about it is, because of where that magazine release is, for me, when I was using it, I went ahead and pretended that that magazine release didn't work at all. So after I finished firing one round, and the good thing about it is it stayed open after firing the last round. And once it did, what I would do is I would take my hand from here. I would go ahead and take the magazine out, put another magazine in. And instead of trying to switch hands, I would just, at that point in time, manually put the bolt open. That's the way that it worked better for me. But my number two thing that I said I had an issue with, specifically with this too, is when you put this magazine in, I have a little dummy round in here. When you put this magazine in, most of the time, with everything else that have a magazine, you see people just go in there and they smack the magazine in. You can actually smack this magazine to the point where it'll go over the thread and it won't allow you to have it's sort of like you'll have a failure to feed, and it's not really the gun's fault. It's how you've pushed the magazine up too far. So you'll be able to see, you see that dummy round? It went in, it went forward. and allowed it to go back out. But if you take this magazine and you shove it too far up, you're gonna have a problem pulling that bolt back. So you have to, if you pull it up too far and you see where it didn't click, all you have to do is pull it back a little bit, I realized, to do so. What I do is I'm just comfortable in doing it. The problem that I would have when it comes down to a real defense scenario and I'm doing this, my issue would be if I'm sweaty and upset and thinking I need to do something, I'm probably going to slam that thing in there. And when I really need to just get ahead and go and let it rip, it might not work because I literally slammed this magazine too far up in here. And because I slammed it too far, I have to back it out. And it comes down to defense. We need all the time that we can get. So those are the two things that really did it for me. This problem with over pushing this magazine. A lot of firearms have something where it won't allow you to take it but so far up, which I can dig. This one will allow you to take it a little bit too far. And the fact of the matter of that magazine release being here, and now I'm gonna have to play handsies to get back on. Now, the things that I did like that really surprised me was the fact that number one, I'll give you a bonus too. The bonus is I like the color. I like the I'm starting to become a flat dark earth person, so I do like the color. Had nothing to do with the purchase because I just wanted a bullpup. The one thing that I really liked about it was the shootability of it. I was expecting it to be something different. Now, I will say it caught me off guard. I started shooting with slugs, looking from an accuracy perspective, and it shot like it's supposed to shot. I wasn't ready for that first kick, but once I got that first one out of the way, it ran like a top. The second thing that I liked about it, and it also has something to do with the shootability, is everything that I fed through it, I had no failure to ejects. I had no failure to feeds. It worked exactly how it's supposed to work. And that's all you can ask for in a firearm that you're using for defense. So it worked. It did the job. Do I plan on doing some stuff with it? I may throw an optic on it. You guys tell me. As much kick as this thing, it's got to be a decent optic so it would remain and keep it zero. I might even throw a light on it. But as much as I like this and I love this novelty, and I probably will shoot it, even the takedown. I will not go over the takedown of this firearm, but the takedown to enough to clean it and to get it good and maintained is not really that hard. But the only reason, like I said, I might throw a light on it. The only reason why it will not take the it's not going to take the Mossberg off is because it's, I don't know. I probably have 200 rounds through it. So it's only a week old. So from a reliability perspective, even though I had no issues through 200 and I shot different ammo, I'm still on the fence. Especially, I did my own reviews too. And a lot of people said, there's a lot of people that are taking the 10-round, 5-round magazines and going to get 10-round magazines. A lot of people that are handling putting the magazine in and not punching it are not having issues with it. However, shotguns in and of themselves sometimes have issues when it comes down to different ammo. And everything that I ran through this, slugs, double-aught buck, a little bird shot, everything that I ran through this worked. But I also saw that sometimes ammunition that works well in one climate doesn't work that well in others. And there were a lot of people that were having issues when it came down to failure to feed or failure to eject when they were in different climates, when it was more humid and the ammunition swole a little bit and then it was getting stuck in here. So didn't happen to me. but I'm right now. It's just a novelty. It's just something that I'll play with, and hopefully maybe it's the first of many bull pups that I'll get, because this is more of a budget bull pup, if you will. Anyway, but I'll be honest with you. This Turkish bull pup surprised me, and it did a good job. And even though it's from Turkey, on here, I guess this one was actually put together in the great old state of Knoxville, Tennessee. So I enjoyed it. If anybody's interested, have any questions about it, go ahead and hit me up. I'll be free and candid, because I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I'm not giving out bad information either. So if you want to know anything else about it, let me know. If you want me to do anything else on a review, maybe even the next time that I go outdoors, I'll take this out and I'll do a video shooting it. Like I said, first kick did its number. After that, I was good, especially when I took them slugs out. But besides that, it worked better than I expected to work. So the TOKAREV bullpup 12 gauge shotgun. Maybe it'll work for you. I want to thank you for tuning in with me on another edition of Bishop's Blast. This is the week of Thanksgiving, and I want you to know I am so thankful for each and every one of you, and I pray that you all have an attitude of gratitude. We all got issues. We've all got shortcomings. We all got certain things that we're wrestling with. However, praise God, we're still in the land of the living, and with the potential to continue to go to higher heights and deeper depths. So I'm thankful to still be here and still be here with you. So I will talk to you again next week, same bat time, same bat channel on Bishop's Blast with another one. So I want you to continue to stay tuned and be blessed. Thank you. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.